So flagrant is federal disregard for staple democratic legislation, it becomes necessary to question the incompetence of government. Converging in Washington, D.C. from geographic pollers, bureaucrats from both Russia's Emergency Situations Ministry and America's Federal Emergency Management Agency convened on June 25th at the 17th Joint U.S. Russia Cooperation Committee on Emergency Situations. The parties approved of U.S. Russian cooperation in monitoring and forecasting emergency situations and provision of security at mass events, Russia's multi-tiered EMERCOM demystified. Not if, but when this nightmarish foretelling transpires, clarion executive negligence of 1878's Posse Comitatus Act might then, perhaps, entreat the public's deprivation of zombie-like apathy. By the same token, if federal law embargoes the domestic policing of U.S. infantry, then why tolerate foreign assets patrolling American soil who neither speak English nor vow to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution? New Orleans' notorious and underreported post-Hurricane Katrina gun grab, conducted door-to-door by a militaristic cabal, merged with 22 Russian paratroopers training adjacent to U.S. soldiers in Denver, Colorado this past year for anti-terrorism exercises, kindles visible and prolific legal abrasion. Law is inapplicable to those puppeteering its vexation. Retrospectively citing Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Osterholzer's 2012 interview with Fox News pertaining to U.S. Russian counterterrorism conditioning, quote, "Knowledge is vital in joint military and humanitarian operations such as anti-terrorism measures and disaster relief," end quote. Osterholzer's explicit reference to, quote, anti-terrorism and disaster relief, end quote, may respectively denote DHS and FEMA intervention alongside Russians in the habitual beefing up masquerade shrugged as security infrastructure at such large-scale venues. One may safely surmise that these events will mirror national special security events encompassing the Olympics, Super Bowl, presidential inaugurations, and G8 summits, all of which deeming national significance by Department of Homeland Security's Big Sis, Janet Napolitano. From 1961 onward, nearly 55 years since, Department of State publication number 7277 has acted as the UN's precursor to U.S. Russian internationalization, molding a progressive framework for the synchronization and deployment of Russian forces on U.S. territory. Quote, "States shall give advance notification to the participating states of major military movements and maneuvers which might give rise to misinterpretation or cause alarm and induce countermeasures." Condensed into something other than a typhoon of ambiguous language, two nations seeking controversial military negotiation must consult and retrieve clearance from their appropriate military installation deployment officer, which in this scenario neither contingent lawfully exercised. Peering into the crystal ball, Soviet MPs stampeding upon United States domain might not be such a far-fetched spectacle. All great truths begin as blasphemies. Press for Truth correspondent Andrew Demeter, signing off.